Hi guys, so just at the end of last year, just before the new year dropped, I released a new short film called We Are Helldivers. Now, in the making of this short film, I learnt a couple of new things that I think a lot of people who are using Unreal Engine 5 to make short film projects and stuff are going to find quite useful. The first one of these things that I found out how to do, which I found really useful, it helps not just Helldivers, but it helps all sorts of Unreal Engine 5 projects just feel a bit better, is a dirt mask. Now, a dirt mask is where you make your camera lens look dirty. So, if I just load up the level sequence for the shot that I used it in. So as we play this, you'll see what I mean. I'll just pause it there, and you can just see the dirt on the screen there. You know, it's everywhere. And if we just load up the camera, this is camera actor 1. It's just here, look. Dirt mask intensity, post-process setting. Now this obviously adds all sorts of benefits. You get the effect of light passing through it in a more realistic way, and it just grounds the camera. So let me quickly show you how to do that. So first of all, make sure you selected the correct camera that you want to use. So for me, it's Cine Camera Actor, no number. These are the settings. Ignore these ones. It's from transform to here. These are all the settings within the Cine Camera Actor. Now, over to the right in the details panel. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to look for post-process. Now, you're going to want to add some bloom. I had these set before I put the dirt mask in, but these are the settings that I tend to use as far as bloom is concerned. We'll move past dirt mask for now. Then we've got lens flares, intensity and bokeh size. I put the bokeh up to 6 and leave the intensity at 0.5. Now, so dirt mask, as of where it is in the timeline right now, it is set at 50, which is fine because that's what I wanted. Go back here, set at 50, set at 50, then it goes to 75, right? So in the drop down menu, you're looking for T Screen Dirt O2W. That is the one that is already built into Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, that's the effect you can see on the screen. Add that in there. Make sure you tick the ticky box, and then you tick the ticky box on Dirt Mask Intensity. And if you press this little keyframe icon here, it adds it to your timeline, and then you can do with it as you will. So what I've done here within this handful of frames, there's an explosion goes off, if I remember correctly. And as the explosion goes off, it goes to 75, just to add a little bit more dirt to the screen. And as it goes, just made it go up every time something happens, just to make the screen look like it's getting dirtier and dirtier. The more the battle goes on, by the end, you've got quite a bit. And then I make it go down to nothing as he takes his step into battle. And vanishes apparently. For lack of a better term, piece of piss. Dead easy, dead simple. Something that I thought was going to be really hard until I looked into it and found out it's actually super duper easy. Now, the next thing I learned how to do, which is going to make so many videos in the future so much simpler, so much easier, is Ragdoll Physics. There's a lot to get into for Ragdoll Physics. If we just browse to this asset, which is here, and load him up. Here he is. Here is our Helldiver. So what we're doing, we're looking for the skeletal mesh. Here he is. Double click on that. Load up your skelly mesh. I always forget where it is, but you're looking for its physics asset. This one here. This little weird looking symbol here. You press on that. And now it's going to load up this. And now if you press simulate Ragdoll. Now, what I struggled to do, which I couldn't figure out, was how to get this effect into Sequencer. But I figured it out. There is a way that you can... How do I stop simulating? Stop simulating. There is a way you can sort of fix out his... see these? These are boundaries on how much certain limbs can turn. I didn't bother with that too much but it is something you can do. Anyway, so the way to animate that within the sequencer, again, just like the dirt mask, is super duper duper easy. So in this shot here, I've got this Helldiver in the background. We're going to highlight him, make everything else small. In fact, we'll just make everything else, except for the camera cuts, disappear. There he is. Here is our subject for this one. So in this shot, the camera goes, the camera rolls, he's shooting his gun, an explosion goes off and he dies. He ragdoll physics when that happens. So how do you do that? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Over in the details panel, you're looking for the physics tab. No, I'm selected on the wrong thing. This is a blueprint. You want to make sure you selected the physical body section of it. So what you'd do is you'd go to this little plus and you'd add, for me it's normal Helldiver, but whatever you've named the skeletal mesh within the blueprint. For me it's normal Helldiver. You click on that and then you go to the physics tab and you're looking for simulate physics. It's just right here. Now if I press this drop down menu, I've already added it. It's right here. Again, add this little keyframe. Press this little keyframe, should I say, and that will add it to your sequencer. There it is, simulate physics body instance. Now, pressing Control and scrolling the wheel, we will zoom right into this. Oh, I've moved way too fast. Now you want to add a keyframe to when it is not simulating. And then I just move up one frame to when it is simulating, and that's when you'll drop dead. Now you're probably thinking, well, why hasn't he done that there? You have to be simulating the actual level for this to show anything within the viewfinder. So press that, we'll move back here, and we'll just simulate. And then when I press play, that happens. Now, I always get loads of error messages, and I don't know what any of them mean. Now, if you just simulated physics and did nothing else, all it would do is make him fall over. So, I'm going to show you how to make it do more than just fall over right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this level, and we're going to go to, I've got a test level made. Here we are. In this blank test level, I'm going to delete these. Not the floor. Now, in this test level, we've got a sequence. We're going to close these down. I don't need them. We're going to load up this level sequence, and we'll go from there. So, here we are. A blank level sequence in a blank level. Now, let me show you how to make your Helldiver go flying. Not just your Helldiver, though. Any character you want. Helldiver with gun. Here he is. Bonk. He's in the level. And now he's in. Now we're just going to hit this plus button. Going to add our Helldiver, his physical skeletal mesh body, to the sequence. Anything that he is holding, so his gun, his cape, that will all travel with the body, right? And over here in physics, simulate physics, we're going to add that timeline. Let's say at 2 seconds, we want to mark that he is not simulating any physics, and just a frame later, we're going to simulate. You'll see the line go green. That means it is active. So, if we go and simulate this level right now, see his cape starts moving. Very nice. He stood there. We'll press play. He did. It looks a bit strange because I haven't dialed in any of the Ragdoll settings. I don't really know how to do such a thing. But that's not the point of this video. Now, how do we make him go flying? Let's just imagine he stood there, he's shooting his gun, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. We're going to go and add a shape, and I like to use a sphere. We'll put it there, just in front of him. And now we're going to add this sphere to the track. I'm going to add a transform. But first, we're going to zoom in. I'm going to add the transform here. And now when that physics is simulated, we are going to massively increase in size in quick succession. So now, the ball is there. If we simulate this scene, it should, in theory, go flying. Boom. See? Now it's special. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why that does that. Anyhow. And obviously, the bigger you make this, the further he will go, in theory. Let's test it out. Here we go. Bosh. Now, you're probably thinking, but fish! When I'm playing that within my sequencer, you will be able to see the ball hit him. No, because what we have made here is a very simple, invisible... if I can spell. Invisible material. Invisible material. Visible. Am I invisible? Yes, you are. To make this, I'll show you what I've done. Very simple material. This is the instance. We don't want the instance. Here we are. Right, and all it is a basic colour. This is a translucent surface. You add a colour parameter by pressing the number 3 and then dragging it on and right-clicking and converting it to a parameter and changing said colour by double-clicking and, I don't know, doing whatever you want, changing it to that colour. There we go. And then making that hitchhike on there, and because you've made this a translucent surface, this opacity will be free. So what you want to do there is you want to press number 1 to make it a single parameter, and then you're going to turn that into a parameter, sorry, and then you're going to hitchhike that onto there, call it whatever you like, and set it to 0, making, you guessed it, nothing. So when you put this onto the ball, you won't be able to see it, but when it is big, in some cases, not in this one, I think it depends on other factors within the environment. There's literally nothing in this but the sky and the sun on the ground, but sometimes it makes a shadow. So what I like to do is add another track to make sure it disappears. It appears there, it disappears there, and it is nowhere to be seen initially. That way, when you play your sequence, he's shooty shooty bang bang, boom. He's dead. Super simple, easy peasy, sound as a pound. So, they are the two main things that I learned in the creation of my last short film. Every time I do a short film and I learn something new, I will be making a tutorial on how to do that technique, no matter how small or simple it is, unless it's something that I've just been stupid about and didn't know how to do for no reason. But if you have learned something, and I hope you have, please like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time. I have got a video in the works of what happens to a helldiver if his hellpod is thrown off course and he's left alone in the middle of nowhere. But until then, as I say, I hope you learned something. Bye-bye. Hey, look familiar? This data graph shows me that only 5% of viewers are subscribed. So that means you should press that subscribe button right now, because you never know when I'll be dropping more content. Wow. Will I do? Yeah? Looks good. Cool.